This week on No Cell Service, our hosts cover the folk horror Immaculate. This content is intended for mature audiences only. Listener discretion is advised.
So, I'm going to start this off with a trigger warning for a baby dying.
Yeah, I'd also say trigger warning just for some, like, straight up, like, hefty gore. Not, like, horrific, but...
It's a lot of blood.
Versus movies where they kind of, like, cut 3/4 of a second.
They're very extended scenes.
It's extended and meant to show you all of it happening without really any sort of buffer or, like, scene switch. So, yeah, a little bit of a trigger if you're just not a fan of that stuff.
Also, religious trauma, obviously. If you don't know, this is a movie about nuns.
Yeah, this one's a little weird on that front, though. I don't know. I did not expect this movie to go the way it went when I first turned it on. I was, like, expecting one thing, and then it went a completely different way, and I was like, oh, that's what's happening.
So...
Okay.
I didn't know what this movie was about. I found it on a listicle being like, hey, what are good horror movies on streaming services to watch right now? This one popped up. I originally wanted to do Let the Right One In, which wasn't on a streaming service I could access. So I chose this one, and the listicle I saw was like, it's a really, like, good, normal movie, like, what you expect from this type of movie until the last 15 minutes, and the last 15 minutes is fucking worth everything. And I was like, that's a wild review. What am I getting myself into? And I read that right before I texted you saying, hey, how about we do this?
Because you texted me it, and I didn't even look. I had never heard of it. I never looked up anything. I just Googled where to watch it. It was on Hulu, so I was like, great. Put on Hulu on my computer, put on my headphones, and press play. I was just like, oh, okay, so we're in the, like you said, it's kind of like it sets up a pretty, I'd say a more typical scenario for like the last 5 years of horror movies, because for some reason there was like a surge in nun movies.
Catholic, nuns and priests and all of those kinds of things.
Yeah.
I really thought we were going in for demon possession, not gonna lie.
Well, yeah, because I mean, that's like what they do. And then... Yeah, I mean, you could have told me this movie was by M. Night Shyamalan, and I would have been like, yeah, okay, that makes sense, because that's a fucking twist. We should probably just get into it, because I don't really know. Is there anything, like, behind the scenes, or, like, specialty stuff? I know that, I mean, we're going to be talking about her all night, so Sydney Sweeney is the star.
Yep.
That was all. I was like, oh, Sydney Sweeney, cool. That's all I know about this movie now.
Nothing too much. A lot of things didn't really talk about the production of it any.
I wonder if it was just, like, a pretty cookie cutter, like, you just... cut and dry kind of.
Yeah, I mean, the effects in it are really great, but nothing like together or, like weapons or anything where it's like immaculate. It's your standard really good bloody scenes. The scars are pretty good. Like, I don't really have any complaints on that.
The set dressing, I mean, the costumes, I think it all like came together really well.
The location where it was filmed had like a bunch of shit that was filmed there. A lot of stuff from the 70s. So it was a really big place for like horror movies back in the day. The catacomb scene was actually filmed in the catacombs of Rome.
That's crazy.
It makes sense because I knew that before going in, and while knowing that going in, a lot of the way they film things makes a lot of sense for it to be a location, like shooting on location versus a set, because of a lot of those like long tunnel scenes where she's going and the camera is static. Yeah, made a lot of sense with it being like actual catacombs.
Yeah, and well, that was the thing is like they had like I knew they had to have been somewhere like on location, like you said. I just didn't know that it was specifically that. Not that I would have known. I've never been in the catacombs. I don't know what they look like.
So we open on a painting of Mother Mary.
And a lady praying.
Sister Mary is praying to Mother Mary.
I didn't have the subtitles on until like 15 minutes in, so.
You went into a half-speaking Italian movie without no subtitles?
The Italian had subtitles, but like the basic, like the name of who was speaking.
I don't know if it actually says. I found it in the credits. So she might not have a name. They might say her name once. I don't know. But I did find Sister Mary in the credits.
No, I wasn't just sitting there like, I don't know what's going on because I can't speak Italian. Like, no, it gave it gave captions for the foreign language.
Foreign language subtitles.
It's funny.
She is, I believe, doing Hail Mary. Is that what Hail
maybe
Mary, full of grace. That's all I know.
I'm gonna stuff this food right in my face. Run to the bathroom. Don't give chase.
What? I've never.
Gonna take a shit at a rapid pace.
Yeah.
That's not like I just made that up.
Just now?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like a thing.
No. It's
nice.
Just.
Love that. Merch.
Well, no, I don't. I think I would be chased.
Well, we just have to name
by a mob.
Something else other than Hail Mary. Hail
Jerry.
There you go. I was going to say Hail Martha, but Jerry's better. I have some... Poor Jerry. You haven't seen Cube, but it's a bad day to be a Jerry.
I do need to watch Cube.
I want to cover Cube on here, but it is so fucking slow. I wouldn't have watched it if I wasn't watching it with someone who was like, you are going to love this movie. Like, I just need you to get through this slow chunk of it and you will love it.
Do you think I would love it? Or do you think I should watch it with someone who has that energy?
I think you're going to get distracted because it's very slow.
Should I watch it while I'm playing World of Warcraft on the side?
Yes. Anyways, she sneaks into Mother Superior's... I had to look this up. I don't know if this is accurate. So the Wikipedia said she sneaks into the Superior's bedroom.
Yeah.
Later...
Makes sense as to why she would have the keys.
Yes. So I think the Mother Superior and the Reverend Mother are the same person.
That makes sense.
So later when we meet Mother Superior... or Reverend Mother, whatever, whoever they call Mother, it's her bedroom, I believe she's sneaking into. It's just the vernacular when I was looking into it is difficult, and I tried to... Man, Catholic lore is a lot.
Yeah.
So, this is what I got. She sneaks into Mother Superior's bedroom, and she takes a set of iron keys. This is the oldest key set I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And then runs out of the damn building. Lights start, like, kind of flickering on and stuff.
Shining like spotlights on her as she's sprinting down the driveway towards the front gate. She gets to the front gate and starts like trying to figure out which fucking key goes through the keyhole.
She has to go through this entire ring of keys.
There's so many keys and they all look the same.
And then 4 nuns.
You hear like footsteps coming from behind her, and then they're
dressed as nuns, except they have like the face masks that are fully red, like the full body suits, right? That people wear for green screen stuff, right? Except they're just red face masks and you can't see what's underneath them.
And there are four of them just walking towards her.
In a direct row, no like hurry in their step, in direct sync, going straight for her. She gets the padlock open, but not the chain.
Yeah.
And so
the gate opens like maybe a half a foot, or maybe like a foot, just barely enough for her to like try and squeeze out a little bit. And she does, and she squeezes out and falls to the ground, and one of the nuns grabs her fucking leg from through the bars and pulls her through and then snaps her leg against the bar and fucking breaks it, and she screams, and then it cuts.
And then it opens to the same Sister Mary in a coffin, lighting matches, screaming for help.
Yeah.
This bitch has been buried alive.
Yeah, like fucking Ryan Reynolds style.
Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah.
What?
Buried.
I never watched it.
Yeah, he wakes up and he's buried underground.
I just think
in a coffin or like in a box. I think it's Ryan Reynolds. It was like one of his earlier movies.
Kill Bill is what I think of.
Oh, yeah. It's been so long.
She's...
Yeah.
She looks down at her leg, and the one that's broken is, like, gray and decrepit, like, it's dying.
Ugh.
And she lights a few matches and, like, starts screaming, and then, like, look, man, I'm no expert in being buried alive, but screaming and lighting matches that take up all your air is not, like, she's not getting out of this. We know she's not getting out of this, but, like, if you wanted to live at all, both of these things are really bad to be doing in here.
Yeah. Oh, God. It terrifies me, though.
She screams one last time for help, and then it cuts to the title screen.
Mm-hmm. We have, like, the opening credits, and then it opens on Sydney Sweeney,
our sister Cecilia.
She is in an office of some sort.
A customs office.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, they're going through her luggage and talking in Italian, and she's like, what?
Asking questions, being like, so did the parish pay for your trip? What do you like?
Oh yeah, she gets flagged. They're doing an extra search. I don't know what time period this is set in, but she has a one-way ticket, and that's why she's here, is because it's weird that she has like a one-way ticket. Like, why aren't you leaving? So they have to do extra background searches and stuff on her, and search through her entire bag, and they're fucking dirtbag dudes who are like, damn, that's a waste. She's so young and pretty, and she's becoming a nun. Ugh.
Yeah.
They say something. We never write down dialogue, and I really wish I would start writing down dialogue.
Honestly, this movie, I feel like I should have probably written down some dialogue, because that's what a lot of it was.
It's very dialogue heavy, but one of the things said is that must have been such a hard burden to choose, and she looks at him
and is like, I don't think of it as a burden.
Yeah, she just like shuts his shit down, and he's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And when she gets outside, there is the deacon who is ready to pick her up. He speaks Italian at her, and she's like, what? And she knows
a little bit.
She knows very, very little. I feel like she understands it better than she can speak it, which especially later on in the movie, once you've been in a country so long that you're hearing the language consistently, you can generally understand a lot of what people are saying and have no idea how to respond in that language. So this is Deacon Yenzo. He picks her. The drive to, is it called the Covenant? What is the nunnery? Wherever the nuns live, whatever it's called, the drive there is ridiculously long, because this building is in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, it's like one of those kind of like on a hillside, in the middle of a bunch of trees. But I mean, it's not like there's not really trees on the property, but you know what I mean? It's like it's like way fucking out in the middle of nowhere.
It's like in I want to say a forest, but it's not a forest, and it's not a pasture. They're like giant bushes and hills and stuff.
Yeah.
An open space in nature.
It reminds me of like the place that they end up at the end of 28 Days Later, and that like kind of like fieldy, like hillish area where they like.
Oh yeah, the ruins where they're eating.
No, not the ruins. At the end of the movie,
when the cottage.
Yeah, when they're sewing all the sheets together to make the SOS, and it's kind of like in those hills. Yes. It's like that, but more trees and bushes, like more closed.
Yeah, the rolling hills area. And religious institutions always have such pretty architecture. Oh my god, she walks in, and this whole building is like a square, and like I say square, buildings are square, but it's like those old styles where it's a square, but in the middle is like this beautiful fucking courtyard with like these trees and grass and just why did religious institutions take the really cool building designs?
I know. Why do all our buildings have to get fucking boring?
Yeah, I hate modernism and
you can thank Kim Kardashian for that.
And glass.
Yeah, shit used to be fun.
Taco Bell used to be really fun.
Yeah, everywhere used to be fun.
Now they hate us. The Reverend Mother comes up and greets her and is like, oh my god, you're so beautiful, you have the eyes of an angel and all of these things. And
Cecilia's like, what?
And she looks over to Sister Isabel, who is standing next to her, who's like, she says you're very pretty, and that's it. It like only translates that part.
Yeah.
And this whole time, for like this whole first chunk of the movie, I'm like, you dumbass American, learn Italian. You knew you were going to move there. Learn the damn language and stop relying on other people to speak English for you when everyone else here speaks a different damn fucking language. And I get it because this is an American movie, but also fuck you.
Well, also, I'm pretty sure, isn't it mentioned later that it was like a pretty like quick thing to have happen? Like, it's kind of like all of a sudden she was called up to be invited out to this after like some shit happened. We could touch on it like when that
talked
about, but
she gets recruited to come here for sure. I just don't know the time frame in which she does.
I thought it was pretty quick. Because at first I thought myself too, like, yeah, if you knew you were gonna go there, like, why wouldn't you study more? But then like hearing, I feel like I heard that and was like, oh, that makes sense. But I could be fucking wrong. I don't know.
It could be like it could have been faster than I think it is. I just feel like because everyone kind of expected her to learn Italian. Like everyone seemed like she should have already learned Italian by the time she got there. That's why I was like, why don't you know Italian? But it could have been a pretty quick turnaround because of why she came, right?
Yeah.
I could see it being like a month, maybe.
Yeah.
So Isabel is told to show her around, and it's Our Lady of Sorrow, because it's always Our Lady of Sorrow, or Our Lady of Perpetual Sorrow. I'm like, why are all the women sorrowing? Mm-hmm. Why can't the women be happy? But okay. It's a home for elderly nuns who are pretty much like, they're at the end of I don't want to call it hospice because not all of them are exactly like that far along.
But
they have like mental degradation. Thank you. Mm-hmm. What I said is the wrong thing.
No, they can't do that. They took a vow against that.
They did take a vow against that. So the mental capacities are lowered. Their physical capabilities are lowered. Isabel pretty much says, we're here to make their lives comfortable until they fucking die. Yeah. So buck up, bitch. We got shit to do. If this isn't for you, like, this isn't a nunnery where you can find yourself and fucking leave. Like,
yeah, she like shows Cecilia her room, and then she's basically is like, you can still leave like right now if you want. Like and God will forgive you. And Cecilia's like, I don't want to leave. Like, I don't think you understand. Like, I came here because I wanted to.
Yeah, because I wish it told me what time period this was in, because it definitely feels, I'm trying to judge by the car.
I feel like, I mean, honestly, like any time after 2000.
You think it's that set in that time period?
I don't think it's that early off, because I mean,
I was thinking like 60s. Dude, the entire castle is lit by fucking candles.
Well, yeah, but like those places still exist and are still go about things in that way to this day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just
especially out in fucking Italy, bro.
The reason I say that is because like I feel like there was a time period where women tried to become nuns and then realized very quickly it was not for them.
I can't explain my reasoning because we have to get towards the end of the movie. We'd have to get a bit farther into the movie for me to give my reasoning.
Okay,
so
we'll get into it then. Or I guess we will continue to get into it.
Yeah.
She goes to the bathroom and doesn't lock the door for some reason. So Sister Gwen comes in to smoke outside the window.
Mm-hmm.
They have like this, they have
friendly exchange,
and she explains that her parish closed. And Gwen's like, oh, did your priest get in trouble? And she's like, oh, God, no.
No, nothing like that. She's like, people just, like, she said, like, low attendance.
Yeah, like, people stopped coming. Father, I tried so hard. I rewound multiple times. I have no idea how to say the father's name.
Do you have it spelled out? Because I don't remember.
Tedeschi. Tedeschi? That sounds wrong. Tedeschi.
I don't know.
Because one of those is supposed to be softer than I'm pronouncing it, I believe.
Why don't we just call him the father?
I do. We have the father and the mother and the deacon, and then Cecilia and Gwen.
Good.
That Perfect. Is how I have labeled everyone.
Perfect.
The father is the one who reached out to her saying, hey, like, we have an opening. I would love you to come to our nunnery, blah, blah, blah. And she accepted. Gwen states the father has a talent for sniffing out broken birds.
Mm-hmm.
And Gwen's like, I'm sorry, I don't mean it that way. It's just everyone here is either a head case or a runaway. Cecilia's like, well, which one are you? And she gets right up in her face and is like, both.
Yeah.
And then, like, leaves the bathroom and is like, feel free to lock the door next time.
Yeah. Yeah. Does it just cut to no, not the ceremony.
It has this very fun shot of her getting dressed in the proper, like, in their nun gear, because she was in just like some light blue casual.
Yeah.
And then they have a very specific wear that I it's not the like black thing you think of with normal nuns. It's a white, almost like long john type dress thing.
Yeah, like a white gown.
With what are those things called? Like squires wear them.
Like a tabard almost. But like, yeah, I don't know how to explain it.
It's very specific nun wear for this nunnery that she changes into. And the shots are really fun. I love when she's putting on the belt and the camera's like underneath her as she like tightens it. Mm-hmm. So it's got some the cinematography in this movie. I enjoy quite a bit.
No, they did a really good job. 'Cause yeah, I think she's mentioned it like once before, but she's basically getting ready to like take her vows and to like do the ceremony to be indoctrinated into this place.
Yeah, and indoctrination feels very accurate in the cult-like activities of walking into the chapel. Holy shit. Like, don't get me wrong. We've said this about multiple religions. They all feel like cults to us. But what the fuck is this ceremony?
Yeah, because you have nuns on either side of the aisle singing. And I mean, they're not like singing creepy shit or anything. It's like all religious hymns. And yeah, she's walking down the aisle towards the front of this chapel, and she is accompanied by the father,
Gwen, and then a handful of other, I guess, soon to be nuns. Like they're all taking their vows, it seems like.
Yeah.
And they all have to kneel in front of the cardinal who starts the ceremony. Well, the father walks her up there and is like, you're Italian good enough for this? And she says no, and he's like, I'll translate for you.
Yeah.
So they all kneel in front of the father and the cardinal, and he gives this whole very creepy vow. It's very much sounds like wedding vows. And I guess that makes sense because like nuns are married to the church, but I don't enjoy it. It
was a weird vow of becoming the bearer of like the lambs, the child. Like I don't fucking remember. It was weird though. It was not.
I can't even say it's not even normal because I don't know what normal vows are.
Yeah, that's my problem. Is I'm trying to I don't even know how to explain it because I don't know what normal vows are, so I can't be like, oh, it's like this.
And in my quick little search here, it doesn't look like there's a standard vow. Like it looks like it's varied between churches. So I can't even tell you what like a standard, the most it says is like, oh, it's a vow of celibacy and blah, blah, blah. It doesn't tell me like words that were used. It's creepy. If you're Catholic and this is normal, I guess let us know because y'all okay over there? Ooh.
Yeah. So she takes the vow of chastity, poverty, and what was the third one? It was the other big one. There's like the three things. The yucking, the owning anything, and the
obedience.
That's
why we couldn't remember it.
Yes, because fuck that shit.
Chastity, poverty, and obedience. Oof. Then she has to kiss the cardinal's fucking ring, and she looks at Gwen like, what the fuck, bitch? And Gwen's like, do it. And so she has to. The
father, like, eyes her to, like, do it. And so she does.
It cuts to the after party, and the main table is in the shape of a fucking cross.
Yeah. It's a giant dining room, and it's like just as immaculate as the rest of the house. But yeah, the dining table is in the shape of a giant fucking cross.
Which just is it is only good for what they use it for, which is like a buffet banquet type thing where you take food from it, like hors d'oeuvres and stuff. You could not sit at this table. This is a very awkward shaped table to sit at.
We have Cecilia and the father kind of just outside where that table is, having a drink and chatting a little bit. And the father, like, they just have like a little bit of small talk. He explains that he used to study biology. After 20 years of that, he felt no closer to understanding the world than when he'd go to church. And
Sunday mass.
Yeah, and so he like
said that God that was not his purpose, and this is his purpose. Like he has found his home, and this is her home, because she talks about like, oh, it's so different than back home, and he's like, This is your home now. Like, you can treat it as such.
Yeah.
They talk about her background and how why she joined, like, wanted to be a nun. When she was younger, she lived in Detroit,
I don't remember where.
She lived in
somewhere cold.
Chicago? Somewhere
that got cold.
It had a lake. And the lake would freeze over, and every winter she would walk across the lake, and she would just put her hands, like, take her mittens off and just, like, touch.
Put her hands on the ice until she couldn't feel them anymore.
Which, like, girl, I feel that.
But then one day she did it, and then she said she doesn't remember falling in. She just remembers
the
cold pain, and then it does a very quick and, like, harsh cut to a little girl under ice screaming underwater.
Oh.
And it is, like, jarring and very just like, oh God.
And then as soon as you like understand what's happening, it's gone.
Yeah.
It's such a quick scene.
It's one of those that hits you and then leaves you with, it's almost like subliminal messaging, because by the time your brain recognizes what happened, it's already gone. And now you're left staring at the character it happened to. And so it just helps to build that, like, emotional depth and connection of, like, that understanding. It's done very well. I like it a lot.
It's so good. She says that her heart stopped for 7 minutes, but God made it whatever. God brought her back to life, and she's just trying to find her purpose of why he saved her.
Yeah.
It's so weird to me because, like, in my head, religious people can't do anything, but they're Catholic, so they are allowed to smoke and drink, and, like, these are just normal behaviors for a Catholic.
Yeah, because all they vowed to not do is own anything and fuck anything. And you just got to do what you're told.
Yeah, you can do lots of other stuff.
Hey, man, if you got a communal pack of cigarettes, I'll just take one of those from you.
The amount
you know
of,
what I mean? Like,
everyone seems to smoke in this movie, and it's like, it is also like...
And also Drake.
Yeah. I mean, you're Catholic. What else are you gonna
do? That's fair.
It's the blood of Christ, my guy. Like, you gotta honor JC, the big man. She takes, like, a small sip of it, and because she has, like, a full glass of wine, and she's been barely sipping on it. Yeah. And she ends up excusing herself, and, like, goes into the bathroom, and, like, is splashing water on her face and kind of just, like, collecting herself. And you're like, what is happening? Like, is it just hard for her to recall that? Is it just the overwhelming sensation of going from the States to Italy and this whole
like the adjustment
commune and all this kind of stuff? Then something catches her attention. I don't know what. I had subtitles on. I freaking couldn't tell you. Something ends up catching her attention.
Yeah, I don't know.
She goes into the chapel, and under the chapel, there's the
Oh, no, I do know. Yes. No, I know, because I have my headphones on. She hears this, like, crying, but it's very faint. And it's, like, half crying, but then there's, like, undertones of very faint mumbling. And yeah, so she, like, goes to follow that sound, and she goes up to, like, in the chapel, there's that, like, there's this gate, and the gate leads to this, like, lower room that, like, lower
secret, like, a little I don't want to call it secret, because there's the gate. Like, I've seen this in other Catholic churches before, but it's the very immaculate ones, right? That the pastor father guy can stand up on top of this room, so it gives him the ability to, like, project his voice. And then under, like, the stair thing, it's
like where they would keep the religious artifacts, or you know, like,
this is where
so that it could be in view of the churchgoers. But, like,
I'm just thinking of Uncharted, the movie.
Well, that's the thing, is it's very, like, Uncharted-y, like, that lower room below the, like...
So if you've seen Uncharted, you know exactly what we're talking about. Or if you've been to an immaculate church, you know exactly what we're talking about. If you haven't seen either of those things, I don't know what to tell you. Google it. It's hard to explain.
If you played, like, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, I think, or Assassin's Creed 2, I think there's, like, something kind of like that. But anyways, yeah, so she goes down, and on the floor
is a body prone,
arms outstretched
like a cross,
just laying there face down completely, mumbling in Italian and kind of, like, barely weeping a little bit. Cecilia walks up, and she kneels down and is like, hello, like, are you okay? Sister? This nun turns her head slowly and looks up, and it's got that red face mask on, and it's still mumbling, not changing its tone or, like, alarmed that Cecilia's there, just turning their head to look as they continue mumbling their religious jargon.
It's creepy as fuck. These creepy ass nuns with their face coverings creep me the fuck out.
I was very comfortable. Like, I was very cozy this morning when I came up to my office and I like sat in my chair, got all ready to watch it. This is the point where I was like, okay, feet are off the floor and I'm gonna maybe turn the volume down just like a tick because I'm starting to feel a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, these freaking nuns. I almost said nurses. These freaking nuns.
Fucking nuns, bro.
The Reverend Mother appears, scaring the shit out of her because this bitch is silent as all hell.
Shit out of me too.
She explains that, you know, sometimes it can just be overwhelming, and Cecilia's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah,
and
something about like the emotional release.
She goes up to this glass case and pulls out one of the nails that was shanked into JC himself. Apparently this was brought back by one of their nuns, and it can be overwhelming. And
she hands it to Cecilia and is like, do you know what this is? And she's like, no. And the mother's like,
she points at her palm.
Yeah, and points at her palm and makes it like this super creepy, like dramatic, because it after she points to her palm, it like flashes up to a statue of Jesus, and it like
shows his
closest is his hand with the blood coming out of the palm and all that,
and then his feet,
and it's like, oh, it's sick.
It's really good. And there's like this faint whispering happening, and she's like starting to sway and not really have her faculties. Then she's in confessional.
Yeah, she faints. She like falls to the floor. It fades into her being in confessional. And
then this confessional looked weird to me. Maybe this is just for nuns specific, but all confessionals I've ever seen is like you sit side by side.
Yeah,
I've never gone to a Catholic. I've never been in a confessional. I've just seen the booths, and I've seen like TV portraying confessional. I've never seen it where it's like the person is kneeling or sitting either and then looking at the father or whoever it is and confessing while the father looks away.
I think it's just, to be totally honest, I think it's just for the sake of the scene. Because they wouldn't have been able to do this scene if they did it like that. You know what I mean?
I mean, they could have.
Well, not really.
Because you would just do a wide shot of both of them in the confessional with the doors open, and then the scene could have still happened.
But I'll tell you why it couldn't happen.
Okay.
So she essentially like tells the priest or whatever, the cardinal.
It's the cardinal, yeah.
It's been 3 days since her last confessional, and she's like, she essentially says she feels really she embarrassed herself in front of the mother because she had too much to drink last night and like passed out in front of her.
She's not feeling quite at home.
She's not feeling at home, and then the father just like looks at her. Does he say something?
No, he doesn't say anything in this one.
Doesn't say anything.
He looks at her and then looks straight ahead again.
He looks straight ahead. All of a sudden, he starts getting farther away. And then he just kind of like fades into this darkness. And like all of a sudden, Cecilia's looking at this like long, dark hall. And this is why it wouldn't work if she wasn't facing it. Because she wouldn't be able to look down that dark hallway and be like, what the fuck? Because she literally like leans closer towards the like mesh, the lattice or whatever, to like look and be like, what the fuck? She's like, father, or like whatever she says.
Yeah.
And my thought, I'm getting ready for something to charge out of the fucking black. And so I'm like, ugh. And all of a sudden it shows her, and something busts through the wall behind her.
These fucking hands.
Grabs her head and yanks her through the wall onto her back. And then all of a sudden she's in this dark red room, getting strapped down, surrounded by these nuns with the red faces.
And then they're like pulling at her mouth and face.
They're pulling at her mouth, and then one of them grabs a fucking knife and comes up and jabs it into her chest, and then she wakes up in bed in a panic. And then she fucking looks over at the door, and there's just like Hereditary style.
Yep.
You know, at the like towards the end of just a figure of like an old lady standing there, and then she looks over and turns on the lamp and looks back over and is gone. And I'm like, God damn it, bro, what the fuck is this movie?
And this is
where I was like, okay, actually no, that's not true. this was still kind of on point for me at this point. Like, I was like, yes, this is making sense for what I think this movie is. I'll tell you when I was like, what?
Mine is very soon of when I was like, what did I actually watch? So morning breakfast starts with Mother Superior giving this whole lowdown of you're here to work. Like, this isn't a place where you're going to find yourself. Like, you have a job, you're going to do your job, going off on all these things. And Cecilia can't understand any of it. So she turns to Gwen and Gwen says, God is good. God is great. Cecilia looks down and she's like, God, my head.
Yeah, they start laughing. And then the mother hears them chuckle and they're like, calls out Gwen.
I think it was very interesting that she only called out Gwen. Because technically Gwen only laughed because of Cecilia, but she only calls out Gwen in this scene. Then she says the room's getting split into two and half of them are going with Isabel and half of them are going with her. They get stuck with Isabel and Gwen's like, fucking great. Love that bitch. Okay.
Best line in the movie. Because in Italian, Gwen says, like, yeah, it looks like she forgot to charge her vibrator. And Cecilia's like, what? And she's like, oh, she's such a great lady. You're going to love her.
Did she say that in Italian?
Yes.
I thought she said it in English and Cecilia was just too pure to know what she meant.
No, she said it in Italian. So Cecilia was like, what? She's like, oh, she's a great lady. You're gonna love her. I was just like, I love you, Gwen. I will stand by Gwen. You until the end.
Gwen is fantastic. I wish we would have. The scenes we get with Gwen are so good. I wish we would have gotten more of Gwen.
Yeah, goddamn.
So there's a montage now of them learning how to wash the old women, how to do laundry properly, kind of just running through their day, having to learn how to butcher chickens because they're self-sufficient. They have to take care of themselves. They grow their own food. They do the thing.
How to clean old woman ass.
Yeah.
They're like, if their shit is not of normal consistency, let the doctor know. And then she points to the doctor and he's in the room down and he just like waves to all of them.
Hello.
And he's like, ciao. It's like, okay, well.
And it goes through this a few times, so we get like rotations as we can see like the days are moving on and she's learning more. And
she's been at this for a while. It's more of a routine. Her and Gwen seem to be good friends.
Yeah, they get a really good friendship going. And while they're doing laundry, Isabel's just like standing there staring daggers at Cecilia. And I didn't know what this was. After watching the movie, I'm like, oh, it already started. Like Isabel's already glaring at her. And now my mind, like, as we're talking about it, what the fuck?
I don't know, dude. I was thinking about that afterwards, and like I was like thinking about it as we're talking about it and trying to figure out if there was a point. Dude, I don't think we get any inkling. Like, they just don't give that to the audience.
The only thing I can think of is when she faints in front of Mother Superior.
Yes, but I have another question with that, but we can't talk about it until we get to that point.
There's so many things.
We're just gonna like spoil shit that we're almost to already. So so we get these. They're out at the laundry, and Isabel's staring at her, and then like as
a sheet like flows in front of her, and she disappears.
Yeah, she disappears.
She's then praying on her bedside table like a good little nun. She crawls into bed, and she like snuggles down. And a fucking nun appears out of under her bed and cuts her hair.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. I had like Vietnam flashbacks from fucking Weapons.
Yep, that's all I could think of.
Because like she crawls in bed, lights are off, and then all of a sudden you see a head accompanied by a pair of scissors just coming up alongside her fucking bed. And then all of a sudden she turns her head to look, and this old lady lunges at her with the scissors. And it is so jarring, and all she does is like cut
a decent lock
of hair, and then this lady's like, she grabs the hair, and I don't even remember what she says, but she says something like, "You're an angel," or like
she says a lot. So at this point, I'm gonna go through the dialogue as I say this. So Cecilia is like, "Let's get you back to bed, sister," and as they're walking, she's saying all of this in Italian, and so she's saying things like, "You're an angel." I think she says something about a miracle. She calls her Saint Cecilia, and then she says, "All of us love you here."
Yeah.
And you're like, what the hell? But you're like, oh, these nuns are senile, whatever, I guess. She puts her back in bed, and as she's laying in bed, her feet are uncovered, and Cecilia looks at them. There are crosses branded into the bottom of her feet.
Yeah.
And, Could you imagine having your feet fucking branded? You can't do shit. You can't walk. You can't fucking do anything.
No, I really can't. And, oh, God.
The next scene is her and a bunch of other people, but it's her and Gwen in the bathhouse, and she's like sitting between Gwen's legs, who's perched on, like, this is an old school bathhouse. Like, she's perched on like this stone thing, and she's brushing Cecilia's hair as she talks about what happened. They're dressed in like white gowns because I'm assuming this lands under chastity, right? Where it's like the special underwear, you can't take it off.
Yeah.
So they're dressed in like white gowns to bathe and wash their hair, and they're talking. Gwen tells her how she became a nun, and it sounds like she was a prostitute who ended up in a bad relationship. I'm assuming either with a boyfriend or a pimp. I'm not sure which.
Yeah.
But they end up hitting each other, and then she talks about how she went to church or went to a nunnery, and she realized these women can have a job and a home and food with their clothes on.
And not have to worry about anything. Yeah, so she's like, I wanted to give it a try. And so Cecilia's like, so you don't even believe in God? And she's like, no, I do. Only a man could fucking make shit this fucking awful.
Fucking love Gwen.
It's like, damn, bro.
But as she's saying this, Cecilia throws up over the side of the tub. And Gwen's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't mean to, like, what'd she say, offend you or something? And she's like, no, I'm not doing well.
I do not feel good.
So Gwen takes
I knew
you?
Right there.
Yep.
And it's at this point that I was like.
So I had an inkling here, but I knew in the next scene when she's in the doctor's office and they make her pee in a cup.
Yes.
That is what I knew for sure. And you're like, oh my God, this bitch is
pregnant. She goes to the doctor. He runs tests, like he checks her blood pressure, stuff like that, and then eventually he hands her a cup to pee in, and then you go, "Oh my God, what?"
And as she's waiting, she like goes up to this window because there's a sister singing outside, and this crow fucking slams into the window, breaking its neck and denting, like taking. I don't know if you noticed
that
window.
Nun that is singing and like walking past the laundry. She turns and she's got the red mask on.
Does she?
Yeah. She like half turns and you can see that, like, it's kind of hard to see because they don't zoom in on it, but like she's got the red fucking face mask as she's walking out there. And then, yeah, a crow hits the fucking window and like leaves blood and fucking cracks it and shit. Scares the shit out of Cecilia.
Mother Superior ends up finding her, taking her to the Cardinal's office where it is Mother Superior, the Father, the Cardinal, and the Doctor. It's either the Doctor or the Deacon. It's the Doctor. It's the Doctor.
Yeah.
That's correct, because they talk about her fucking hymen.
Yeah, so they sit her down, and essentially the Cardinal says stuff, and the Father translates.
And he's like, what are your fucking vows?
He asks her to repeat her vows, and then he asks her if she has kept to poverty, like she's abstained from owning anything. And then he asks if she has been obedient, and she's like, yes. And then she asks if she's been abstinent, and she's like, why the fuck are you even asking? Obviously she doesn't swear, but she's like, why are you even asking? He's like, just tell him. Like, just be honest.
And she says, I've never lain with a man or woman. I swear nothing. I've not broken my vows. And then they double check with the mother that no outside men have been in there, because there's 4 men in this entire covenant. I don't know what they're called.
Convent?
Is it a convent?
That's not a convent.
I keep wanting to say convent, and I feel like that's wrong.
Maybe it's not wrong.
I don't know. Whatever the nunnery. There are 4 men here, and it's the Cardinal, the Father, the Deacon, and the Doctor. And so all of the men are like, we didn't touch her. And then the Doctor's like, I inspected her hymen when she got here, and it was intact. And I'm like, I hate you. Fucking the hymen's breaking is a myth. Fuck off. It happens, but it doesn't always happen, and random things can break it, and it doesn't mean you're not a virgin if it's broken. Fucking bitches.
Yeah.
Okay. And when I was doing my research for this is, I guess, a great place to put this. This movie came out the year they overturned Roe v. Wade.
Oh my God.
Which makes just my skin crawl.
That is rough. And we'll get to that.
So they go through all of this, and then eventually The cardinal says it's like
switches
miracle.
Tone, and because he realizes like, holy shit, it's like a Virgin Mary all over again. And it's at this point that I was just like, this is not the movie that I thought I was gonna be watching today.
Me either.
I was like, what? Because it's like, okay, evil culty vibes, but like she's pregnant. And she's actually pregnant because they do an ultrasound. But like she's a virgin.
Yep. The father tells her that this must be what God saved her for, was to have the next savior. And fuck off. You're like, oh yes, your only purpose in this life, woman, is to bear a child. I hate you. I fucking hate every man in this goddamn fucking movie.
Yeah.
Some religious stuff happens. I don't know. They're back in the chapel, and she's dressed like a saint, and there's an altar. Yeah, she's
dressed like a.
She's like dressed in light blue with gold, and has like a white veil draped over her.
She's standing at the top of the chapel, like, you know, in front of everyone as they're all singing for her, and it's like this super, like, they went from her just being a nun to like them treating her like
a fucking Mother Mary saint.
Yeah.
And Gwen and Isabel both stare her down.
Mm-hmm.
Different looks, but both are staring her down. Like, Isabel looks pissed, and Gwen is like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah.
She has a lot of morning sickness, and one morning she ends up throwing up a tooth.
Oh, yeah.
It's very bloody, and whatever teeth comes out.
Yeah.
And then another I don't know if it's the same morning, because they kind of just, like, mix all of this together. She goes to breakfast, goes to the dining room, and everyone stands for her but Gwen.
Mm-hmm.
Mother gives her a special breakfast and is like, no work for you. Your only job is baby.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't said in this context, I would think it was very sweet.
Mm-hmm.
To be like, no, you, like, we're going to take care of you. Like, all you have to do is focus on your health and the baby. Like, that is very sweet in any other context.
But the way it felt like a cow having a prized baby that was going to be raised for like A5 Wagyu,
mm-hmm.
You know, like,
only job is baby.
Oh, your only job is baby. That's
eat this special food.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, we'll ripen you up for the baby. I don't think it's fucking.
And Gwen is rightfully pissed.
Yeah,
Gwen is like, when are they going to fucking start calling you the next Virgin Cecilia?
I think she literally is like, when are they just going to start calling you Mary?
Yeah. It's fair, like, from any point of view, right? Gwen, given her history, is probably like, she fucking banged a dude. There's no way. Like, she probably came pregnant and got her, like, hit when she was here, is, like, what I thought Gwen was thinking at this point, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, and now she doesn't have to fucking do shit. They're all treating her like she's really goddamn special, and I thought we were friends and we were going to be into this together, but obviously not.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I understand where Gwen's coming from. Cecilia is back in the baths all by herself, just floating on her back.
Yeah.
In her little white gown.
Just floating.
Oh, I do want to say, while she was dressed as a saint, she was crying the entire time. She had tears in her eyes. They were streaming down her face.
Yes.
She's not okay with any of this. I don't want anyone to get that twisted. This bitch is like, I don't know what the fuck is happening, and everything is out of my control.
She's honestly a little scared.
She's hella scared. And she should be, because Isabel appears and starts drowning her.
Yeah, as she's in the tub, she hears the door open a little bit, like hears a little noise, and it's quiet then for a minute, and then all of a sudden she is being pushed underwater. Like, she is being drowned by Isabel. Who is screaming
in Italian, it should have been me. They need to try again with me.
Yeah. And you're like, what? What does that mean? What the fuck does that mean?
Is it the Mother Superior who jumps in with two other nuns and they drag Isabella off of her? And
the mother runs in and sees this happening and then beckons to two other nuns to rip them out rip Isabel off.
And they take they take Cecilia straight to the doctor to do an ultrasound and check on the baby. And of course, it's a boy. Of course, the virgin baby is once again a boy.
And they're like, oh, he's fine. Like, his heartbeat is stable.
And everything's like, okay. Oh, and Cecilia is like, bitch, I'm not okay. I want to go to the doctor. And she's like, I threw up a fucking tooth this morning. Like, take me to the doctor. And all of the men in the room were like, no, hospitals are unclean and awful, and we want you to be here. And
well, the doctor's like, I am a doctor.
He's like, yeah, I deliver babies on the weekend. But I want to
go to a hospital, and he's like, but I'm a doctor. Like, I deliver babies on weekends. This is my profession.
And then they talk about the hospitals being unclean, and then the father's like, we cannot bring attention to you. Imagine the uproar if someone learned you had a virgin baby inside of you. She starts seeing the red-faced nuns a lot more now. They are just, like, meandering about. They're in hallways and doorways and being really fucking creepy.
Yeah.
She is walking down, like, around this courtyard area when a body just drops from the fucking sky. You just see a
black mass fall from, like, behind her, and then you hear a thud and screaming. And she runs over, and it's Isabel laying dead, and she gets flipped over, and her face is
gone,
fucked up.
It's gone. She has no flesh left.
Like smashed into the fucking.
There is no flesh left on her face.
Oh, I think they made it. I don't think she like ripped her face off or anything. I think she just like hit face first, and it just like caved her fucking whole face in. So I don't think it was like her face was missing. I think it was like between the blood red and just being like, you know.
Dude, I almost am like 90% certain she does not have a face, that it was taken from her. Because like you could see muscle in there.
I guess I didn't get a good enough look at it then. Honestly, what you said makes sense because, and I'll mention why it does later.
Yours also makes sense though, but we can, if you have a point, we can make it later.
Yeah,
she's just beat the fuck up. Like she's got blood all over her, and then someone claims she fucking killed herself, and I was like, yes, totally. This is what someone looks like when they kill themselves.
Yeah.
They have a funeral, and Gwen and I keep forgetting her name, Cecilia. Yeah. Gwen and Cecilia are walking together, and Gwen's like, I don't fucking trust this place, bro. You're 5 months pregnant, and they haven't taken you to see a real doctor. This shit be weird. I don't trust this place, and I don't trust what's inside of you.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, Gwen's on top of it.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Gwen. Mm-hmm. Shit be weird. Then she walks over to the balcony and starts screaming about it and like, I don't fucking trust you guys. What are you doing? Like, she should go to a goddamn hospital.
Starts screaming down at like the mother and like a bunch of other nuns.
And I think it's the father.
She's like, the father's right next to her.
Oh, it's down with Mother Superior. I think it might be the cardinal because the father and the deacon drag her away.
Yeah, it's the cardinal that's like down in the courtyard, like watching her yell up at the top of these stairs. And she's just like, aren't you guys not fucking curious as to like, she got pregnant without like having sex? Don't you think that's fucking weird?
Yeah, she's causing an uproar and no one is here for it because obviously it's God's doing. Don't question it. That night, Cecilia is
so she gets taken away by the father and the deacon because like, you know.
She's causing a scene.
She's causing a fucking scene. She gets dragged away.
That night, and Cecilia is sitting in bed, and the chain on the Mother Mary painting across from her bed breaks.
Oh, that's right.
And she goes over to investigate, and behind it is a verse. It's all written in Italian, but she can read the
verse,
and then, like, marker. The number. Yeah. And so she grabs her Bible and looks it up, and it's the thingy of Satan can masquerade as angels as well, or something like that.
Yeah, it's like, and remember, even Satan masquerades as an angel of light. You're like, oh, damn.
Like, this is exactly what this is.
It's almost like it's, like, happening right now. What? No, I'm just kidding.
She goes into Gwen's room and is like, Gwen. But she doesn't get any answer. So she sneaks out into the hallway, into the cardinal's office, because what we forgot to mention is they had a red file with her name, with her photo on it.
Oh, yeah.
That Mother Superior stored.
Yeah.
During her interrogation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she had it, like, while they were initially questioning her about, like, her vows and stuff.
There are also too many candles burning for it to be this late at night. There are so many fucking candles. Also, she has a bedside lamp. Why are there so many candles?
I don't know.
It's just, there's...
lighting purposes for movie.
Yeah, it's just this thing that obviously like movie people don't think about, or like think just, this is what we need to light the scene. One, it's a waste of light, it's a waste of candles. Two, it's a really big fire hazard. It's not going to be lit up forever. And even when she goes into the cardinal's office, there's a active fire going, and you're not going to waste firewood on a room that has no one in it. Yeah. Like big castles and things like this have doors on every fucking room for a reason, and it's to help lock in heat or block cold from coming in. You're not going to try and heat up something that doesn't need to be heated up.
Yeah.
It's just a small pet peeve I have when we're doing like castle movies and doing that kind of stuff. She sneaks into the office like with her little candlestick and tries to open the drawer it's in, but it's locked. And so she's like looking around for something to like keys or something to get into it. And then she sees a light from an open doorway on the far side of the room and like just fucking holds her breath and stays still. And she's like,
yeah, watches as this light gets bigger and bigger. And then like it starts to actually fade away and get darker. And then eventually the light's gone.
So she grabs the letter opener from the desk and jimmies the lock to find her file that has the newspaper clipping of her fucking dying.
Yeah, the accident.
And then it has a karyotype.
Is that what that's called?
Yes, it is the genetic shit.
It's genetic testing, or like
it shows
genomic testing.
Yeah, it shows all of your genes or your genes, your 23 genes or whatever, and what they look like and that kind of stuff. And she's just like staring at it.
23 skidoo.
She's like, what the fuck is this and why?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a trip.
She hears yelling.
And
of course...
It sounds suspiciously familiar, this yelling, because you heard it earlier today.
And she
sneaks down out into the courtyard, and she follows the yelling to a door across the courtyard.
Where she sneaks and look into the keyhole.
She looks in the keyhole, and there's Gwen sitting in strapped to a chair with a nun with the red face behind her.
And then another one.
Who just grabbed a knife off of the table.
An Italian cold steel chickwadilla.
Yeah. And that's exactly what it is. And the nun walks over to her and grabs her tongue.
With tongs?
And slow, no, not fast. She puts the knife to the tongue and starts going back and forth to slowly slice it off.
She cuts her tongue off.
Yeah, it is not a fun watch. Again, because they do a good job of not like doing the first second and then cutting away to like they're just letting you watch this happen.
There is no cutaway. You watch the entire thing happen.
Oh my God. And that's why I gave the trigger warning, because like sometimes that can be too much for people. People can handle the cutaways where you see like a glimpse, but then it goes away. This just faces you with it for like a bit.
Yeah.
Same with like Isabel when she quote unquote falls off the building. Like
look at her.
You are meant to look and be uncomfortable at how fucked up that is.
I will say with the tongue cut though, they don't do the stereotypical
blood
it doesn't, or anything.
It doesn't fucking spurt blood out like a fountain, which that's not what your tongue would do if you sliced it in half. You would just have blood like pooling out of your mouth like a waterfall, but it wouldn't be like a sprinkler or like a 12-year-old taking the piss off the side of a fucking ravine. Anyways.
Off the side of a ravine. Okay. Yeah.
Because that's where where else would a 12-year-old go take a pee?
I don't know. I thought you were going to say like on the side of a building.
Well, I guess. But like the arc
sense.
just means more when you know.
Just wee.
Because like when they do the squirt out of the tongue, it's like that shit shoots across the room.
That's fair.
It's like that's not how that works.
Fair enough.
Unless you squeeze the tongue, no, that wouldn't even work. It's not like it's a fucking like
hose.
Yeah, or like a toothpaste tube. So sorry, it doesn't matter.
I don't have a wiener, so I don't get the arc. So.
I'm just glad that. I'm just glad that it was, yeah.
She backs away from the door and then backs into, I think, the same nun who cut her hair.
Yes, it is.
And she holds up the hair doll.
She smiles and hands her the hair doll.
She's like, blessed Santa.
She doesn't say Santa. She says sanct, but the fucking person who did the subtitles,
it says Santa.
It did say Santa.
I rewound and I was like, no, I had to get that wrong. She had to have said Satan. Like, and I did this so many times, and it was like,
I think it was like Sancte or like Sanct.
It's probably like Sante,
because they've been saying the
Saint
Italian
Cecilia.
word for saint, and it's not Santa.
Santa.
But I saw that and laughed at that too. It was like
Santo.
Yeah, she said Santo, but
the subtitles say Santa. It was ridiculous. I was like, sure, yeah, you're Santa. You're giving her a gift.
That cracks me the fuck up. Like, because we always talk about horror movies just throwing in like a glimpse of comedy just to break that tension. That could be what, let's just take it as that, because
yeah, why not?
Santa,
here's your toy.
Here's your gift. You've been a good girl this year.
She looks at the nurse. Cecilia looks at the nurse and is like, or not the nurse. I keep calling them nurses. Looks at the nun and is like, we need to get out of here. Like, we need to leave. And the woman gets so fucking angry and is like, you will never leave. And her voice like deepens and crackles almost demonically.
Yeah, turns like a little demonic as she whispers like, you will never leave. And I was like, okay, especially because like this lady went from smiling to like
murder.
You really fucking pissed me off in like a second. Just very uncomfortable. Ugh.
At this point, I'm like, this woman has a demon in her, and there's shit going on. That's where I thought we were ending. And what movie? Is it VHS that has a demon baby?
I don't remember. I mean, Dawn of the Dead had Demon Baby.
But Demon Baby came out and was like instant ready to kill.
Oh.
I think that was VHS. In the morning, we wake to screaming bloody murder, which the mother wakes up first, runs out, and the father is like, Mother, what's going on? And then I'm assuming the third nun is Isabel's replacement,
yes,
who just ends up following the mother around. They all go into Cecilia's room, who is screaming, and there is blood in her crotch and on her belly, and she's just screaming in pain.
Yeah. They all start to panic, and they run up, and they're like, oh my God, like, what
happened?
What happened? And she's like, I feel like I'm dying. Like, take me to a hospital, please.
And then the mother says it too. Mother's like, we have to take her to the hospital. Like, she's going to die if we leave her here. And the father's like, bitch, fuck you. We're not taking her to a goddamn hospital. And then once Cecilia starts chanting, I don't want to die, I don't want to die, they agree to, like, they yoink her into the car and start driving away. Mm-hmm. And we get cuts between the ride of her in the backseat screaming to mother shoving her face into the blood of the bed, bawling and praying. And the father and the deacon are like, what are we fucking gonna do if she dies? Like, ugh. And they're like, no, she's not gonna die. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. And then the mother, like, is kneeling, and then she sees a feather, and she's like, what? And she looks under the bed. Under the bed, in a fucking pillowcase, is a dead chicken.
Dead chicken, bloody as fuck. And then it clicks, and you realize, oh.
She faked it.
She faked it.
And back in the car, the phone fucking rings.
The father gets a call, and all of a sudden he's like, what? What? And then he turns back, and he looks at Cecilia with this look.
Still screaming.
Who's still acting. And looks at her with this look of like, oh, fuck. And then he tells the deacon to stop the car. And as the car starts slowing down and comes to a stop, she's like, no, what are you doing? Like, we have to go. And then once she realizes that, like, he knows, it cuts to her sprinting through a grass field with this music playing. And it's like super intense because she's covered in blood in this gown. Not even her blood, it's just chicken blood.
Yep.
And sprinting through this field trying to get away from these guys. But very quickly, like, all out of nowhere, they just, like, show up in frame and grab her and start fucking
dragging her back to the car.
No,
like, they catch her so fast. I mean, girl's not even wearing shoes. Like, she's at least minimum 5 months pregnant. She's probably 6 months pregnant at this point, maybe even more.
Yeah.
That they, like, easily drag her back in, and the next scene is her in a dungeon shower. I don't know. This place looks weird. And the mother is like, wash yourself. And she's speaking in Italian this entire time. And she's like, wash yourself. And the girl is just, or Cecilia is just looking at her holding her boobs because she's completely naked this time. And the mother is just like scolding her for making them believe that the savior was dead and all of this stuff. And just being a complete bitch about it as she starts like scrubbing her body hard. And Cecilia looks at her and is like, God will never forgive you.
And then the mother just slaps the shit out of her.
Which I feel like is probably a sin to slap your saint. But what do I know? She is now tied to a wheelchair where the father apologizes and is like, look, man, like, no harm, no foul, but like, you need to chill. Like, you got the savior inside you. And he explains that he found Jesus through genetic coding. Like, he in the nail that of the that they had found that the nun had brought back, he found blood and bone fragments and tissue, the key to resurrection.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the
He starts
fuck?
wheeling her through this like basement laboratory.
And
there's
so
failed
many
experiments of like fetuses and shit
they're
in jars.
They're wet specimens of different stages of fetuses, beta geese.
Feta geese.
And he says this is this is 20 years of trial and error, waiting for a perfect specimen.
Yeah. Bro, what? Let me tell you, this is not where I thought this movie was gonna go at all.
Nope.
Because I thought the whole genetic, I used to be in biology thing was just a throwaway line.
Well, I thought it was like the whole, like, this couldn't be explained by anyone but God. Like, that's what I saw it as, is like, he tried to understand the world from a scientific point of view, and even with all of his work, he couldn't understand it and turned to Jesus instead, and now his world makes sense. That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, I just meant, like, it didn't mean anything past that. I didn't think that, like, later on...
Yeah, no, I didn't either.
He would be like, and my biology degree is still coming in handy. We're
going to raise Jesus.
Jesus, fuck, man. And this, I just want to say, the reason why I was like, honestly, it could be in, like, after the 2000s, some of the lab equipment they had in there wasn't like super old.
No, you're super correct, especially with like the ultrasound they had. And then I forgot he had a cell phone, and I forgot they had lights, because everything is very much oldie time coded.
They do have the oldie stuff, but then also like
enough modern to get by.
Yeah.
She asks if that's what's inside of her, and he's like, no, you are a success. I know the line she says, like, how she says that is weird, because I'm like, girl, you know where babies come from, right? Like, it's a baby inside you.
Yeah. And
they look like normal babies, I'm not gonna lie. Like, they look underdeveloped. Like, they're not full term babies, they're like fetus. But the way she said it was like, is that what's in me?
To be fair though, she probably thinks that they like implanted her with something to grow inside of her,
instead of like impregnating her.
Yeah.
Like with sperms.
Yeah. As far as she knows, she didn't have any sort of penetration, quote unquote. So like, my first thought would be, you put something inside of me to grow, like I'm a fucking incubator, essentially. Like,
yeah, no, that's exactly what she is.
So
to them.
Ugh.
The deacon is sitting in front of this fireplace smoking, and he's got like a poker in there, and you can't really see what he's doing. But he looks like the guy from Atlantis.
The fucking dude with the dynamite?
Yeah. He looks exactly like him in the scene.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
I looked at it, I was like, oh my god, what you doing here, man? You gonna blow something up?
That's so funny.
So she looks at the father and is like, you're playing God. And he snaps, and he's like, I'm not playing God. I was put on this earth for this purpose. And he's what?
Yeah.
Like, religious, what's the religious madness or whatever it is, where it's just like,
yeah, the religious psychosis.
Yeah.
It's not good.
And then she's like, or he looks at her and he's like, you were looking for a purpose, and the purpose is this.
And then like touches her belly.
And she's like, no. Like, shakes her head.
Yeah.
And the deacon pulls out the cross brand from the fireplace.
Yeah, and I think the deacon goes to hold her feet. And then the father goes and grabs the brand and walks up, jams the fucking brand into the bottom of her foot, and you get to watch that sit there for like 5 seconds.
We don't watch both feet happen. So we watch the one brand, and then the next scene after we watch it sit there for a second, and this scream, how they do the like whine instead, like they bleep out her scream,
like the flashbang kind of like where it like it hits and it's like fucking
like the
like the concussion ringing.
Yes. Oh my god, they did that, and I was like, that's not what I was expecting. And I was like,
dude,
this is so good.
For half a second I was like, did my hearing just go out? Like, what the fuck? Because like I was like, you can't see it, but I'm like moving my jaw up and down to like pop my ears because I was like, what the fuck? But I also I watch all of these movies with headphones on, so like, I get the full experience.
I feel with some of these I really wish I would have, but I usually just watch it in the living room because sometimes the missus will watch it with me. So I'm just so used to watching them in the living room. But some of these I'm like, damn, I really wish I would have watched these with headphones.
Yeah.
The next scene is they're wheeling her into her room, and her feet are kicked up and they are wrapped, and you can just see the bloody cross from where the brand is bleeding out of the bandages.
So it's not cool, but it's so
good.
It's so good. Like, it is just so spot on because it's exactly like she's getting wheeled in and you see that her feet are bandaged. So you're like, oh, let's see the bloody crosses. Let's see the bloody crosses. And then she gets up and you see them and you're like, yeah, there they are. Like, it's just like,
it's good.
It's that,
It's you're expecting it and are very happy to expect it.
It's that fucking Chekhov's gun. You're like, oh shit. Yeah. I fucking know it's going to happen.
Again, cinematography.
Yeah. Honestly, I was pretty fucking impressed with this movie. We're not quite done yet, but
yeah, going in blind and then ending up with this and being like, this was filmed so fucking well. We didn't mention this earlier, but at one point they do flash on screen when she hits her second trimester. And we get that here where she's in confessional again, and we get the third trimester pop up on screen.
That's right. We get the second trimester hit when she throws up the tooth.
Yes. Yeah.
So for any of you who care to have that.
Instead of confessing, she's asking the cardinal questions, which he ignores. She's like, so this is what you do? This is... I don't know exactly, but she's pretty much just like cornering him about why she has a baby and like they do this all of the time and like how fucking dare you and you're really okay with this. She's ripping, like she's playing with her rosary that she was donned with when she took her vows, and as she's playing, like her nail catches and then like pulls off, and so she
just takes her fucking nail off.
Her entire fucking nail.
I hated this because the sticky flesh that comes with it.
Yeah, it was really good.
Oh, and I'm not going to say it was good. I'm not a fan of that stuff.
There was just like this string of blood and that. It's a good scene.
You're going to make me sound like one of those fucking, those fucking toys. Yeah.
And as she pulls off her nail, she looks at him and says, "This is not God's work." And then he looks at her and says, "If this is not God's will, why has he not stopped us?" And she has nothing to say to that, because that is what every motherfucker who uses religion as their reasoning to do shitty things says. Well, if God didn't want us to do it, he would have fucking stopped us.
Yeah, that's crazy shit to me because, I mean, not that it's widely believed in or practiced anymore, but it was widely believed for a long time that God created the universe and then just let it be because he's like, I set this in motion, now I'm just going to let it do its thing. And so, I fucking lost my train of thought. That really sucks.
God be weird. Because that's the excuse, like, right? Like, God is all omniscient and able to do miracles. So if he didn't enjoy what we were doing, he would stop us.
But, like, how do you know? Like, he could have just fucking left and you're just being malevolent.
I see. Yeah, like where God was just like, okay, I did my business. Bye.
Yeah, and now you're making the excuse that he's letting you do this. No, he's not there to see you do this at all. You're just choosing to be a fucking evil person.
Yeah, but it's in God's will, so that makes it okay. He's a cardinal.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I'm fucking Brad Pitt, dude.
No, you're taller than him.
I mean, I don't think this cardinal's a cardinal. I don't think the doctor's a doctor. Maybe. But like...
Well, the father is definitely a geneticist.
The father is a biologist, that's for sure.
She has no answer. The next scene is her... Is she strapped down at this point, or is she just laying down? I can't remember.
She is laying down in bed, and they are...
Dude, but this scene of her belly...
Yeah, so she's laying in bed, and the shot is like looking at her belly.
From her feet.
From her feet. And it is moving and squishing, and it is gross.
It's extreme. I don't think babies normally move that much.
No.
I've never seen a belly move that much.
No, and it pans up to her, and she does not look great. She looks sickly. She looks drugged and sickly and just out of it. And the doctor is there doing the ultrasound, and the mother is there just helping the doctor or whatever. And
she's like, you're going to have birth any day now.
Yeah. And the doctor says, like, he's going to go get something. And so he...
Get her meds.
Go get her meds. And so he asked the mother if she wants to try out the ultrasound. And so he goes to get the meds, and the mother starts, like, doing the ultrasound, and she's scanning over the belly, looking at the screen, and having these like really beautiful moments in her eyes. She looks like, oh my god, wow, like there's the baby, like
this is our next.
It's just savior. Such a profound like.
She even says like, you're going to save us all.
Yeah, and like, meanwhile in the background you see a cross move off of the nightstand, and then all of a sudden Cecilia whips that bitch in the back of the head with the cross.
Knocking her habit off.
Knocking her habit off.
I think the hat is called a habit.
And she feels the back of her head, and there's a bunch of blood on it. And then Cecilia hits her again, and she falls to the ground, and Cecilia gets out of bed and takes the thing and smashes the mother's face in. And this is another one of those scenes where you just watch it happen, because it'll cut to her priming up with the cross, and then it'll cut down to before the face gets hit. You'll see the cross hit the face and bounce back up, and then it'll cut back up to her priming it again, but it does not spare the details. It shows you.
You watch it get crushed in, and like the bits of flesh start bouncing as
Dude,
it like
at one point she like hits her in the mouth, and you see like spurts of blood go up, and like it's just Jesus fuck, dude.
It's again, cinematography.
I think at this point, Ave Maria is also playing. Or no, not Ave Maria. It's funny enough, it's the fucking Christmas song that wasn't originally a Christmas song, but it's the fucking
Jingle Bell Rock came to mind.
No.
Is it the one that played at the beginning of Black
Sweet
Christmas?
Silver Bells?
Sweet
like
Silver
it's
Bells.
like
Yep.
No, no.
Yeah, because
that
it's
also
like
the religious version of that.
It plays in Black Christmas, and you're like, well, how can I not remember the name of it? Now it's my turn to not remember the name of it.
Yes. But the original
is
called like Shtevsky or something like that, or like almost like a name. I can't remember exactly.
Almost like a name.
So it's kind of funny. Like there's this juxtaposition of Cecilia, pregnant as fuck, smacking the shit out of this nun with a cross.
It's a gnarly fucking scene, and mother dies.
Yes.
She gets literally out of the door of her room into the hallway, and her water breaks.
Yep. And she's like, are you fucking kidding me?
She says, God damn it. Which is even better.
Yes, that's
like,
true.
God damn
she's
it.
Like, God damn it. And so she starts hobbling through the fucking house.
Which then cuts to Ave Maria with the nuns singing in the courtyard.
Yes.
With the cardinal looking upon them smoking a cigarette, until fucking Cecilia comes out of nowhere and starts choking
with her
him
rosary
from behind.
beads, choking him with her beads, and like it zooms in on his neck and the beads, and she's pulling so hard that she's drawing blood out of his neck.
Those are some strong ass rosary beads.
Yeah, but also she's got a fucking grip.
Oh yeah,
because like to draw blood like that.
Well, and for him to like be pulling at it and not be able to get her off too.
I mean, Jesus Christ. Also, can I just say, I love that Sydney Sweeney plays this type of female a lot of the times.
Yeah.
Where it's like kind of helpless, but not like ditzy and dumb. Just kind of like, oh, like I'm just here. And then like by the end of it, she's just cracked and like, I don't give a fuck. I'm just surviving. It's so fucking good. Yeah, so she kills the cardinal.
The cardinal, and then she backs away, and as she backs away, the doctor's like, "What have you done?" and then runs away.
Yeah.
She makes it into the chapel, where with the whole little
like downstairs.
Yeah, what do you call it? Like the relic room area.
Yeah.
Where she grabs the nail of Jesus.
Yeah, she grabs the fucking spike.
Which they're like railroad spikes. Those things are huge. And also, have you seen, like, he couldn't have been stabbed through the hand. Have you heard about this?
No.
He would have had to have been stabbed through the wrist. Because if you stab someone here, their hand rips. Through. Yeah. So maybe it's another miracle.
You know, before the internet, people got away with lying a lot.
I think that was just before anyone knew medical. Because that's
that too.
Medical terminology. Before or like anyone knew anything.
Before anyone knew it. Also, like, dude, husbands cheated on wives. Dude could have just been like, I never had sex, I swear. I promise I'm a virgin. Oh my God, then you are born. It's a miracle, baby. You're a virgin, it's a miracle. She's just really fucking good at lying, honestly.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a bit from a comedian, so if it is, I swear I'm not trying to steal it. I just like pulled that out of my brain.
Well, now I'm just thinking about how like she would have had to like cross the desert and then like got to that barn and then like some guy just brings her a thing of myrrh and she's like, I shouldn't have lied.
But
this
like,
is
what?
Worse.
But I mean, like, who's to say she didn't have to cross the desert because her husband kicked her out for fucking cheating? I don't know.
I don't know.
It's just a lot of conjecture, man. Like,
that's fair, especially because
someone like the dude who wrote the autobiography about George Washington. You know, the whole shit about the cherry tree.
Yeah,
pretty sure that's fucking made up. My point is,
we don't know.
We don't fucking know.
So she makes it down to the research room and grabs a bunch of the ethanol stuff.
Yeah,
and just starts dousing everything in ethanol. And she's about to light it on fire when the father comes in and is like, this isn't going to solve anything. If you do this, we're just going to find another one of you. The only way to stop us is by having this baby. And it was like, I want to strangle you so bad, you fucking piece of shit, man. Yep. Well, she lights the lighter. She's about to drop it and he's like, lays off a little bit.
She has contractions, which prevent her from continuing. And so he takes that to his advantage and tries to grab the lighter out of her hand, and he like pushes her up against the wall. No,
they like fight.
They fight, and then she manages
like, flings him back.
Yeah,
and bolts to the door. And when she bolts for the door, there's a grate on the door where he sticks his hand out and grabs her by the hair and shoves her back against the door.
She locks the door behind herself, and then like he reaches through the grate and grabs her by the hair and starts pulling her back, like trying to fucking kill her, I guess. I don't know. Like,
to hold her still. I don't know. Get her to open the... I have no idea what his plan was because she tries to escape a few times and every time like that thud of her getting yanked back.
Yeah, and hitting her head. Well, she sees that there's a bit of that like ethanol leaking under the door. And so she lights the lighter and drops it and the room bursts into flames and you hear the father start screaming because he's on fire. And she falls over and is like laying there
watching
the fire happen. And then like a mini explosion happens as she's kind of like collecting herself. All of a sudden she sees fire extinguisher
and that sound,
and that like you hear that sound and she's like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
She's trying to get up and this dude is slamming his entire body weight into the door.
He fucking slams the door open and like falls on top of it and just like lays there for a minute. Cause I mean, dude just got burnt the fuck up and also just like maybe broke his arm trying to break that fucking door down. Cause this is not just it's not just a wooden door. It's like
a castle wooden door with the iron shit.
Yeah, it's like a fucking prison door almost. So she ends up running down these stairs into like the catacombs and she finds a flashlight that doesn't work very well. and starts making her way through these catacombs. She's like going through all these twists and turns.
Actively having contractions the entire time.
Having contractions. And she keeps making a bunch of different turns, and it's these really good shots of like the camera going around the corner. And so it makes you like freak out because like he could be around any of these corners, you know, like it's fucking freaky.
God, the shots from down here are so good because it moves from like you're her in the camera's position, like peeking around corners and looking at things, to watching her walk down these long hallways and take turns and curves and just getting like more and more lost.
She comes up to a doorway and then like sees some light coming down from like the next room. And so she like moves her flashlight out of the way and sees the light get brighter. So she ducks to the side, and then like the camera stays there and you see the father walking down with a lantern, and he starts calling out for her, and she continues down through the catacombs, and it's a couple more of these like creepy shots, like going around corners. And then she finally comes around a corner where at the end of it, there's like a little bit of light.
Oh, you missed a scene.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Nothing great. Like, I don't want to say nothing great. While he's calling her name, after he leaves.
Oh, yes.
And she's like fighting with her flashlight to turn back on. She looks, you haven't seen behind her. You've just seen her. The camera turns and pans with her, and you see Gwen's body fucking rotting with her mouth all like fucked up. And she like screams and then really fast covers her mouth and then like bolts and then finds the hallway. But like,
that's right.
You do figure out what happened to Gwen.
Yeah, she down into crypts, laying on like one of the wall indents that they have, you know, where they like lay the dead or whatever.
Yeah, and she's just there.
And so Cecilia continues, and then she comes to this final hall that like at the end of it, there's this like circular bit of light at the end. And so she starts walking towards it and comes up to it, and it's like a decent enough size hole.
It's just high. It's like air ventilation or for flooding or something. Like it's not meant for access, ease of access. Yeah. So she ends up having to like drag herself up there. And she's like army crawling, and I'm like, oh, that's not good when you're pregnant. That's definitely not good. And she gets halfway there when the fucking father grabs her by her ankles and slams her back to the ground
so fast, gets on top of her, and then he grabs a scalpel and starts cutting open her stomach
in a really just jagged fucking fucked up C-section type shit. He Hail Marys while he's doing this too. He's like, Hail Mary, full of grace, blah blah blah, sins and whatever. And he used his teethers to rip her her clothing off of her stomach.
Yeah.
That scene got me like,
it was uncomfortable.
Heebie-jeebies.
Yeah. He starts slicing into her stomach with the scalpel. She ends up grabbing the
Jesus
fucking
nail?
Jesus spike and jamming it into his neck.
Dude, this fucking scene jams it straight into the side of his neck, right? And he like starts gasping, and there's a little like trickle of blood, and then she pulls that shit out, and then just
yeah. It starts going crazy.
And then
he starts like grabbing his neck.
Oh.
Yeah. He falls over, and I mean, his blood squirts all over her face. Just like everywhere.
She's just covered in blood, and now she's not screaming, but she's like groaning because he fell on fucking top of her, and she's having to struggle to get out from underneath him. And then she crawls back through the tunnels, and then like comes out,
gets out, and is just
around,
covered in blood.
There is nothing around her.
No.
It's, again, this vast fields and valleys of
She's in
nature.
The middle of nowhere.
She's nowhere. And so she...
It then cuts to her, like a close-up of her face, and for about the next 60 seconds, it's just her screaming because she's pushing the baby out. And
again, it does not cut.
It's just like a minute long, and a minute is not a long time. But when you're watching someone scream
in agony,
and you're like that close to their face, I mean, it's as if you're nose to nose with her, essentially.
You can,
and she's covered in blood. It's like
the like
gross. It's not a pretty sight. So like,
oh my god,
you're just sitting here watching her scream and scream and scream, and then all of a sudden,
baby pops out And then it's making noises.
You hear like weird, like wheezing, like a smoker's wheeze almost, and it's just like
these sounds don't sound
it's not right.
Human. And then, not right is the best way to phrase it.
Yeah, and then she slowly walks over.
Oh no. She bites off the umbilical cord.
Oh, that's first. Right. Yes.
Oh, dude. She grabs the umbilical cord, right, and puts it in her mouth and has to grind her. It's not a quick cut. It's not a quick scene. Her grinding her teeth to rip this umbilical cord off, like in half. And then she shambles over, and you think she's just going to leave the baby here, and she's just leaving without it. Shambles over to this heavy-ass fucking rock. Wanders back over to the baby and just slams it the fuck down.
And the screen goes black as soon as the thud hits, and that's the end of the movie.
And unlike the last two movies, there is no ending credit, there is no realization, there is no nothing. It just ends.
Jesus fucking Christ.
So to go back to what we were talking about at the beginning, when the fuck did they put this baby in her?
It had to have been when she passed out that first time. But again, how?
IVF?
Well, I guess.
Right? Because they can just like...
I mean, they could have also just like lied to her and been like, her hymen was still intact. But like...
I just feel like you would have felt, if you've never had sex before and then like you were... And like, it's not sperm, right? It's DNA. Like, I feel like they can't... You wouldn't be able to impregnate her the normal way.
I don't fucking know, bro. But it's fucked up. It's fucked up.
I wonder if, like, because she passed out, right? And then that whole confessional scene happens. I wonder if that confessional scene is, like, how they did it, right? If she's getting, like, this weird, hazy dream of, like...
her being strapped to a table, and then they, like, have a bunch of these nuns in red masks.
And it's not a knife, but it's...
It's like them putting a thing in her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I think so, too. 100%.
That would make a lot of sense.
Yeah. I liked it. I don't necessarily think I would watch it again, not because it was bad. It's
a
lot, and it's also I think it worked really well for the mystery, but like once you know everything, then it's kind of just like, I'm just watching this lady be pregnant and like some crazy shit happens.
Poor terrified. But the whole thing I read was like the last 15 minutes of this movie is crazy. The last 15 minutes of this movie is fucking crazy.
Jesus Christ, man.
Not to mention, we don't get clarification on whether or not the baby was like human.
No.
Or demon. The most we get is the weird,
I think we get enough by the audio.
Yeah, like it's wrong audio, and like the mass of the baby is just like this black thing in the distance, but we never get like an up close shot of it. It leaves that mystery that we talk about that's like that's good for horror, where it's like your mind is coming up with 1,000 different things of what that baby could possibly look like.
Yeah, because I mean, if they like cut to a view of the baby on the ground and it just looks like an infant toxic Avenger, like people would probably be like, ugh, like that gross. Like, I'm fucking...
No, I agree with the choice of not showing what the baby looked like. The sounds aren't right.
It's better to let your brain just create a fucking disgusting amalgamation of nasty in your brain to think of what it could be. It works. It's great.
Yeah, so this...
Go watch this movie if you like spooky mysteries.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm in the same boat with you of like, I don't think I would watch this again unless someone else wanted to watch it. Not because it's bad. It's just a lot and not what I was expecting.
Yeah, like if someone else was like, hey, I want to watch this, you want to join? I'd be like, yeah. But if I had to choose a movie for like movie night with the friends, I don't think I would choose this.
No, because I feel like
there's other things I'd rather show my friends. But that doesn't mean that this is a bad movie. I just think there's other things I'd prefer to show my friends.
There's also like it's a very specific movie with a lot of, it's not even religious undertones, it's a religious horror movie. So I know like if you have religious friends or are religious, like I know a lot of people don't agree with like religious horror movies because they feel like they're mocking the religion or whatever, and then the whole baby thing on top of it, like this, know your audience if you're going to show this to your friends, is
I
what
could
I'm
definitely see a religious person viewing this movie as sacrilegious because they play on the whole like Virgin Mary and like, you know, the baby savior Jesus, all that thing.
Yeah, again, just know your audience with this. It's a great movie. I think it was beautifully done. The sound choice, effects, cinematography, like everything about it is really fucking immaculate. It's just it's one of those like harder movies to get into because of the context of it.
Yeah.
So just be prepared before you go in. But no, I would recommend.
Yeah. 100%.
If you had a moment.
100%.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode. Follow our Instagram and Threads at No Self Service Pod. Until next time.